Good morning, dear students. Let's start here the last session of chapter India, climate, flora and fauna. So here in this session, we're going to see about the conservation of forest. And as already I explained you that in any region or country, to provide a good ecological balance and proper environment, there should be 33.3% of that region or the country should be covered with the forest. Now in comparison to this respect, now in our country, according to the data which already we have seen in the previous session, and the official data, it tells that about 21% part of our country is covered with the forest. But the reality actually can be seen by the latest report from the National Remote Sensing Agency. Now what is this National Remote Sensing Agency? In short form we call it NRSA. National Remote Sensing Agency, they use the help of the satellites to collect the data by the help of the photographs and by the help of the different instruments being used by the satellite to collect the information, the reality on the ground surface. Now according to this NRSA, and they have given a report that in our country is losing about 1.3 billion hectare of forest cover every year. So every year actually we are losing about 1.3 million hectares of forest. And at present they have given a report that only 12 to 14% of the region of our country is covered with the forest. So this is the reality. And if we compare with the report, the data which has been given by the official Indian official data, that is 21%, that is very less. And this is why the government of India has taken a very serious view of this problem. Because if you find the people living near the forest region, especially the tribal people and the villages which are situated near the forest, now usually what happens, they just cut the trees, right, and they harm the wildlife in the forest. Now usually what happens, because there are the wild animals, usually they attack on these villages and the people, and in return they just kill them. And that's why they don't want these, especially the animals who just do all type of harm to their field and to their life. They usually want to hunt them. And this is why. Now another thing, as the agricultural land, the need of the agricultural land is increasing, and so they are just cutting the forest and they are just converting it into agricultural land. And this is how actually, as the forests are also being cut, and it is also affecting the wildlife. So these wild animals, they are also being hunted by the people, and also because their habitat is just decreasing, right? And that's why they are becoming extinct. And there are so many names of the animals you can find in our country. They have already put into the list of endangered species of animals. So let's see here. So to control this forest, or to just protect this forest, the government of India, they have just taken some very serious steps, and which they have introduced a program to protect and to conserve and to develop the forest area, which is known as the program of forest conservation. So this is the program of forest conservation. Now under this program Quran, some important measures have been taken. So the first important measure which has been taken is the Preventive Act. So to protect the forest, Government of India, they have passed one bill in 1972, and this is known as the Wildlife Protection Act 1972. So according to this act, there are so many regulations and rules are there, right? And according to that, actually, the people who are cutting the forest, now actually it is offensive for the people who are doing the damage to the wildlife and to the forest. Well, now next is the prevention of wildlife. Prevention of wildlife. Now, to prevent the wildlife, the Government of India, they have declared many forest regions as a national park, wildlife sanctuaries, biosphere reserve forest, protected forest. Now, these are some important forests, right? They have been categorized into different criteria, right? Now, reserve, we are going to see it one by one. So, there is one example of biosphere reserve forest. Now, what do you mean by the biosphere reserve forest? Now, if you find in the, not only in our country but all over the world, there are some very unique biosphere regions are found. Now, let me give you one example. If you take, we can take an example of Western Ghat. In Western Ghat, on the western coast of the Western Ghat, there lies some regions, small regions of rainforest. Tropical evergreen forest, and these rainforests, they are having because they are very dense forest, and still many interior part of this forest are untouched by the humans, and that's why these forests they consist of many species of plants and animals which are not found in any other part of the world. So this is how this region is a very specific biosphere region, and this region has been declared as a biosphere reserve. One very important example I can give you, example of mangrove forest. So you may have heard about, already we have seen in the previous session, the mangrove forest which is found on the deltas of the Ganga and Brahmaputra rivers. So there are very big deltas, and these deltas are covered with a very specific type of trees, these forests, and these forests are known as the Sundarban. Now very specific trees are found here. In fact, you will find there is one tree known as Sundari, another is Hintal, Gorjan. Now these species of plants and the trees are not found in any other part of the world. So they are very unique. At the same time, this region, because these forests are so dense, and there are some species of reptiles and birds and animals which are found in these forests, they are very unique because they are not found in any other part of the world. So like this, actually, this region also is declared as a biosphere reserve. So this way, in India, if you find there are many biosphere reserve regions are there. The Government of India, they have recognized it, they have identified it, and they have declared it as a biosphere reserve. Now next is the reserve forest. So if you find there are so many species of animals already have been put into the list of endangered species. One of them, all of you know about the tiger. Now to protect the tiger, we are having one program run by our country known as the Project Tiger. Same way there is a Project Rhinoceros. And there are so many projects are there. and these projects actually are based on some specific these endangered species and birds. So the first of all, to just protect these tigers, the government of India, they have declared the Jim Corbett National Park as a reserved forest. Reserve means these forests especially are reserved for tigers. Now you will find there so many forests are there which have been declared as a reserve forest as for the tiger. There is Ranthambore is there are so many. Now for the rhinoceros, in Assam there is a national park, that is Kaziranga National Park. It has been reserved for one-horned rhinoceros. Now these rhinoceros actually also are the endangered species. This kind of rhinoceros are only found in this part of India, not in any other part of the world even. So these are the reserved forests, the forests which are reserved for some specific species. Next is planting more trees. So government have just encouraged the people, the citizens of India, to just plant more trees in order to, so that we are having one awareness to plant the trees, not to cut the trees, but to plant trees. And just to encourage this thing, so we are having one program run by our country, Indian government, known as the Van Mahotsav. So Van Mahotsav program is run by our country, and in this program actually, usually every year during the rainy season, especially all the government organizations, now they need to plant one tree according to the number of employees working in that organization. So usually this is started just to encourage people so that they understand the importance of trees. Next, Forest Development Corporation. So these forest development corporations, these are the bodies, they are actually various state and the union territories bodies, right? And they usually they are totally focused forward thing development of the forest region, to look after the forest region and to developing these regions. So these corporations have been set up state wise and the union territories wise. So every union territories and every state, they are having their own these organizations, means body, named as the Forest Development Corporation. Next is the fire. All of you know the fire is very common in the forest, and just to control these fire, actually the government have just tried to just make the fire lines there. Fire lines actually are the region actually in which one gallery the forest has been cut, just to separate the one region of forest from another region. So these are called the fire lines, so that actually when the fire broke in any one region, it doesn't spread in the whole forest. So this is what, for just to control these fire, so the fire lines is constructed there in every big forest. Now next is the owing to uncontrolled poaching of the forest. Now usually there are so many smugglers, right? Illegal people, they want to cut the trees, especially there are some very expensive trees are there, especially you must be knowing about the sandalwood tree. Sandalwood actually has a very great demand, and you must have heard about Veerappan, a very famous that smuggler, and for so many years he has just cut the sandalwood trees from the forest of Karnataka and Tamil Nadu, and the government was trying to catch him, and at last he was killed by the STF, right? So this is to control the poaching of the forest. Next important thing is silviculture. What is silviculture? Let us see. Now silviculture is Silviculture actually is means timber farming. So there is one branch of science which is known as silviculture, just like pisciculture means the raising the fishes. Horticulture means growing the plants, especially the fruit bearing plants. Floriculture, that is growing flower. Same way, silviculture means growing or raising forest or timber farming. So usually in many areas have been recognized, and there the trees have been planted, and again those areas the forest is developed. Now if you find about the Kusmi Jungle in our Gorakhpur, Kusmi Jungle is a one man-raised forest. If you find all the trees are planted in one line, so it is not a natural forest. It is, we can call it an artificial forest. Why? Because this forest is a planted forest. All the trees here are planted. It has been raised by the human being. Okay. So these are some preventive measures which has been taken by the Indian government. Now let's move to the India wildlife. So let's see here one by one. You just open the book there and let me just explain from the book. Now if you find in India, now India is very rich in fauna and flora, both flora and fauna. India is very rich, and we are having about 89,000 of animal species found in the forest of our country. And we are having about, means in our country is having about more than 1200 species of birds, and they constitute 13% of the world's total species of the world. So from all the species from all over the world, it constitutes 13%. So 13% of the species are found only in India. Now, at the same time, there are about 2,500 species of fish which are found in India, which accounts for 12% of the world's stock. So here you will find these are some data. You can find it in your book. Now one more data is there. Now India also shares between 5 to 8% of the world's amphibians, reptile and mammals. So these are the data tells you that India is so rich in wildlife and also in the species of the plants and the trees. Now elephant, all of you know, is a very majestic animals, but if you find in Africa also elephants are found, but they are called African elephants. They are totally different from the Asiatic elephant, means in Asia. So in India, the elephants which are found, they are the Asiatic elephant, and these elephants are found in the very dense forest of Assam, Karnataka and Kerala. They are not found everywhere. So these forests only in the Assam and Karnataka and Kerala. So elephants are found here. Now the number of these elephants actually is decreasing. Now why? Because they are so big animals and they need a lot of food to eat, and as the forest region is just shrinking, and so what happens, this number of these animals is just going down. At the same time, in our country there is a one-horned rhinoceros is also found. Now this kind of rhinoceros are only found in India, and because these rhinoceros, they need actually a swampy and marshy lands. Now this type of conditions are found in Assam, and that's why you will find there is a Kaziranga National Park especially reserved for this one-horned rhinoceros, and they are found there only. And in fact actually they are being protected there, right? And government is just doing all sorts of things just to increase the population of these animals. Then after that you will find also in Gujarat there is a Run of Kutch, and Run of Kutch is it provides a habitat for the wild ass. Now these wild ass and the camels, means Indian camels, which are found in this region, they are a very unique species. Especially the wild ass actually is endangered species. They are found only in India, and that's why government is just taking all sorts of things, right? They are just taking all the steps to protect these animals. Now, in fact, already we have discussed about the Sundarban, that is mangrove forest, which is found on the delta of Ganga and Brahmaputra. Now, these are very, very big deltas, and they are all covered with a very dense mangrove forest, and these forests are known as the Sundarban. And they are also, I told you, they are having a very unique environment, unique type of species of plants and animals are found there. Some of them are endangered species, and that's why it has been declared as a biosphere reserve. And about the Asiatic lion, actually are found only in the Gir forest of Gujarat. Now, you may have heard about the Gir forest in Gujarat. And these forests, they are having these lions, and Asiatic lions actually also are one kind of endangered species. Then leopards or Indian leopards, actually they are a very unique, one kind of endangered species found only in some parts of our country. And then after that, in Himalayas also, if you find the Himalayan region, all of you know, large part of these Himalayas are covered with the forest, especially the mountain forest. And here, these extreme cold conditions, there are some animals which are found here are a very unique type of species, and they are also the endangered species of animals. Like example, yak. Yak is like a bull, an ox, but it is a mountain, means it found on mountains, a totally unique, right? Then Tibetan antelope is found there in Ladakh region, and there is the blue sheep is found here, and they are very, very endangered. Their number is very less. And there is a wild ass, Tibetan wild ass is found only in this region of Ladakh, and now Tibet actually is a part of China, but in India it is only found in Ladakh region. Then there is a very rare red pandas are found, especially in the forest of Western Ghat. I told you in the Western Ghat there is in some small regions they are found the tropical evergreen forest. They are very dense forest, and these red pandas actually are found, and they are very rare animals. They are not found in any other part of the world. Even in the China, the pandas which are found, Chinese panda are totally different from this red panda which is found in the forest of Western Ghat, very dense forest of Western Ghat. So we have seen here some important species of the wildlife which are found only in India, not found in any other part of the world, and they have already been kept into the list of the endangered species. And beside these, actually there are many turtles, crocodiles and gharials are found in the rivers of India. Peacock, you must be knowing, peacocks are very, very famous, right? And then peasants, ducks, parakeets, cranes, and different species of pigeons which are found in India. They are very specific type of birds. Now let's move to the next topic, conservation of wildlife. So here already we have seen here that India is very, very rich in wildlife, but actually most of these animals, they have already been kept into endangered species because the population of these animals and birds is decreasing, and the government of India is just taking all sorts of steps to just protect and to reserve, means to protect and to increase the population of these animals and the birds. Well, now here about 1300 plant species actually have already been kept into the list of endangered list of plants, and about 20 species are extinct. Now, so there are 20 species of the plants and the trees already have been extinct. Well, this is about the only plant. Well, now here let's move to the protection of the flora and fauna. Now, to protect this flora and fauna, the government of India, they have taken several steps, and one of them actually is a Legal Protection Act. So let's see here one by one. So to protect especially the flora and fauna. So here the first is so as I told you, the government of India, they have constructed, they have provided this Legal Protection Act known as the Wildlife Protection Act 1972. Now next is the financial and technical assistance. So just to now all these things actually to protect the forest and to protect the wildlife, there is a lot of capital is needed, means money is needed. So the government actually is also providing the fund. There is a special provision for the fund for the protection of the wildlife and for the forest, and this is provided to the state government, and the state government, they just provide it to the forest development authorities. There is already we have seen there the Forest Development Corporation. So the government provide the money to this corporation, and they spend it especially in these things, in the protection of the forest and the wildlife animals. Well, so here as already we have seen, just to protect these important species of animals, different project is been running. Like example, Project Tiger is there, Project Rhinoceros is there, Project Elephant is there, right? So many projects is there running, especially for the different species of not only animals but also for reptiles and even for the birds, which are actually very endangered. Means their population is very less, right? Many forests have been declared as a national park, then wildlife sanctuaries, right? So now let's move to the Project Tiger. Now, Project Tiger actually is a very important project, right? And it is aims to ensure a viable population of the Bengal tigers. Royal Bengal tigers are a very specific type of tigers found only in India, because if you find the tigers, either they are found in India or maybe in Myanmar, Indonesia, Malaysia, and Siberian tigers, they are totally different. But these Royal Bengal tigers are very specific species of tiger, and they are found only in India, and that's why to protect these tigers, the government of India is running this project known as Project Tiger. Well, now till today, means till the date, we are having about 39 Project Tiger wildlife reserves. So 39 wildlife sanctuaries are there. Reserved forests are there only for the tigers, right? To protect the tiger, they are running under this Project Tiger. Then next is the Biosphere Reserve. I already explained you about the Biosphere Reserve, right? So Biosphere Reserve happen to be protected region of the terrestrial. I told you the important region. I told you. Now especially now let me give you one more example. You may have heard about the Lakshadweep. Lakshadweep actually is a coral island. They are found by the accumulation of coral. Coral are a very tiny sea creature, but usually they are having a different shapes and different sizes and different colors of the shell. These shells actually are made up of the calcium carbonate. Now inside the ocean, they just creates a very beautiful scene, and that's why large number of tourists are being attracted. Now usually what happens, as these creatures, the tiny creatures, they die, but their shells, they remain there, and one upon what happens? It accumulates and they just forms the islands, they forms the reef, right? So Lakshadweep Islands, they are the coral islands. They are small islands totally formed by the corals. Now corals actually are a very unique species of these creatures found in the sea. They are not found in every part of the world. So in very few regions of the world you will find these corals, right? So Lakshadweep in India, it is also declared as a biosphere reserve. So same way, as I think I have explained you, I have given you the example of so many examples. One example of this mangrove forest that is found on the delta of river Ganga in Brahmaputra. Then this Lakshadweep island, which is formed by the corals. Then the tropical evergreen forest, which is found in the Western Ghats. So these regions also have been declared as a biosphere reserve. Then many forest regions found on Himalayas, right? They are having a very unique species of plants and animals found there, and so they are also have been declared as a biosphere reserve. So now let's see here about the endangered species. Now endangered species, I told you the plants and animals actually which are very rare, they are known as the endangered species. Now, and some of them actually also already have been extinct. So there is the International Union for the Conservation of Nature. So this body actually keeps a watch on the number of these animals and publish this report every year. And this book, which has been published by this International Union for Conservation of Nature, is known as the Red Data Book. Now this book actually, it gives a detail of the rarest animals and the plants. So let's see here some species of endangered animals and the plants which are found in India. So in India, there are some very rare animals are found, like example Asiatic cheetah, wild zebu. Then there is a Javan rhinoceros. So there is one kind of rhinoceros known as the Javan rhinoceros, which are found only in India actually. Actually they are usually found in Indonesia. The island of Java actually is the one island of Indonesia, and Sumatra is another island. So on that name actually these rhinoceros are known as the Javan and Sumatran rhinoceros. Now some of this kind is also found in India, in the region of West Bengal and in Assam. So these animals are found, and they are also endangered species. Now some birds of endangered species which are very rare in India and some already have become extinct are the pink-head duck, another one Himalayan quail. Then there is one bird is known as warbler. And in Himachal Pradesh it was rediscovered after 139 years. So this bird actually was known to be extinct, but now they have just found some very few birds and they are just trying to just increase the population of these birds. So we have seen here. So all of you just read the book because this chapter is already finished, and now very soon, now next session we will start a new chapter, the last chapter, and all of you read the chapter and write the question and answers. Very soon I will upload the question and answers of this chapter also. So all the best.